Hey there, Grill Sergeant here, and a lot of people have the question, what got you into barbecue? This grill standing next to me is the Genesis 2200 Platinum series. This came out in like the 1980s. This was given to me by a friend. Now, mind you, it didn't look like this. Here's what it looked like. And what I did is I looked online, I was looking for, basically an owner's manual just so I know how to operate this thing. And I came across this picture. It was basically this same grill, but completely restored. And I was like, wow, that is beautiful. I love the wood slats on it. It has this very like 70s retro feel to it. I decided, you know what? I'm gonna take this on as a woodworking project. Over the span of about a month or two, I basically cut all the wood pieces on here. The hardest part was actually this handle right here. And then you basically have to find high temp paint heat for the black. But pretty much after about 2 months, I was like, dude, she is fully restored. I love this grill. Now, a lot of the people that were giving me, tips and tricks on how to restore this grill, they mainly barbecued with charcoal. And I just kept on seeing their posts. They were like, oh, here's another charcoal cook and another charcoal cook. So finally, I've never cooked on charcoal before. I had asked them, I'm like, is cooking with charcoal that much better? And they said, if you cook on charcoal, you will never use this grill again, which was kind of bittersweet because I put 2 months of blood, sweat, and tears into this project, and to think like, wait, I'm never gonna be able to use this bad boy again. But man, the first time I tried charcoal, it was a ribeye steak on a kettle, and man, oh man, I was completely hooked. Now, if you have a similar Genesis, I'm gonna give you some pointers that I learned to help you get your Genesis to brand new again. From a woodworking standpoint, we'll look at that first. For the actual wooden slats here, there's 42 of them, and they're all the same dimensions. So set up your table saw, you can basically just cut those out all day long. Another cool thing is the top slats actually do remove, and the bottom slats do remove, and there's basically screws on the bottom sides. These fold out, and these are a little bit trickier, but it's not the end of the world. My, I guess, crux of difficulty, how I'm going to make this handle, because it's not just a wooden handle with basically 3 cutout grooves, but then there's an inner bevel, and I was like, how am I going to create that? And I'm actually going to show you the jig that I use to make this handle. Okay, so here is the jig that I built to make the handle. So you slide in your handle, and these 2 pieces of wood hold the handle in place. Now you notice I basically have a marking here and I have a marking here, and then actually on the wooden handle itself I'll have that marking. So what I'll do is I'll move it into that first spot of where the markings line up, and this is basically where my router goes. So basically the first drill bit is going to actually make the cut all the way through. It's a circular bit, and so basically I'll punch in, drag, and then basically it will stop at this mark, and right when I feel the router hit here, I'll lift up. Then I'll take the handle and I'll slide it down to the next section. I'll make my cut, move it on down for this third slat, and then I'll make my cut. Now, we set it back in, and then I take a bit that looks like a pyramid, and then I'll do that same process, and that will basically put the bevel on to the handle itself. So once I basically figured that out, knocking out the handle was actually pretty much a breeze. Now, when picking out the wood, I'm gonna give you a tip that I wish I did, and it's actually paying a little bit more and getting a nice wood that actually already has the color built into it. And then all you have to do is basically put a varathane or urethane coat on it to basically make it weatherproof. I went with just basically generic wood, and so I basically had to stain all 42 slats in the handle. And so you're talking about one side, wait a few hours, flip them, next side, top, bottom, flip, and then stain. I mean, it was just, that took so long. It probably took about 2 weeks just to get the slats and the handle done. Whereas if I had just started with, just the natural wood and paid a little bit more, I would have saved so much time. Now we'll basically cover the painting of this thing. For paint, I'm basically using Rust-Oleum's High Heat Ultra. I used about 2 cans, and that was basically able to cover the whole frame, the sides, the emblem, and that's pretty much it. So the trick with the logo is basically you want to tape it off to where the entire logo is just exposed. Then you're going to hit it and coat it all with the paint. Then taking some sandpaper, very light grit, you basically start rubbing the sandpaper on top of it. And what that does is that, since this logo is embossed, it will take the paint and expose basically the metal part, and then underneath that is going to have the really, really nice black paint finish that you did. I basically, I put newspaper, and there is like a little lip in here, and so basically I put that in there and taped it down, and I was basically able to paint the sides of it. And so yeah, it's pretty much just lots of newspaper, and then just getting it secure and then spraying it down. I did replace the burner tubes. There are flavorizer bars. In total, I think I dropped maybe, with wood and everything, probably close to about $200 to basically restore this bad boy. And it was definitely a great experience, but sadly, I never use her anymore just because I'm so dang addicted to charcoal. Leave a comment if you actually have any questions. There's probably something I forgot to cover, and what I'll do is I will respond through the comments and help you guys out. But if you are thinking about restoring the Weber Genesis, it definitely is a fun project. And the cool thing is, when you're done, you can throw some meat and barbecue on the grill. It's a beautiful thing. All right, guys, thanks for watching this video. If you can, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're not already subscribed. And yeah, you know what? I kind of feel like I've been reminiscing a little bit too much about this. And so yes, even though it's propane, I feel like I'm going to use her again in the next few days. So, all right, guys, Grill Sergeant out.